Mhm. Always something there to remind me. What's going on? So here we are, waiting on Blunt again. Last minute issues. We have a guest today. Folks, if you're listening to my voice, please make sure to share this. Please share. Helps grow. And we're just going to start up and wait for him to pop in. Yep. We're going to have to. Here we go.
There's no wealth from Jackie Gleason Depot. 2 Transfer Misfits starts right now.
Forces! The Burger King! Welcome to BK! How can I serve you today? One flame broiled ass clown? Have it your way! You can't do fast food half as good as I do! Your pink slime meat turns my asshole to a drive-thru! You're played out like a Chuck E. Cheese token! Your style's like your ice cream machines! Broken! I'm dropping whoppers that'll knock you off the menu! Call you Ronald Donald, cause there's no MC in you!
Why don't you call me Ronald Jeremy? Cause I'm getting nasty, like the whoppers you sell, made of horse lips and ass meat. Ask Rick and Morty who's the lyrical boss. I've got lines for days, call me Szechuan sauce. The undisputed goat of putting burgers in bellies. I'm fast food Eminem, your machine gun Kelly. I'm Coke to your Pepsi, I'm Mac, your Android. Let's be real, I'm Nice Peter, and you're Epic Lloyd.
Alright. You're number one, like the whiz I took in your ball pit. Them rhymes you just spit are a Ray Kroc of shit. You spooky ass clown, you're so creepy it's insane. You look like you just ate someone's brother in a storm drain. You can't beat the king with your crew, please. The whole head of your government's name is Mayor McCheese. I ain't all in shit, even if Timberlake sings. I'm running circles round you like my onion rings.
Your onion rings are pretty good. But that verse was lifeless, you had no joy in it. Last rapper, this plastic had a Happy Meal toy in it. I'm serving billions and I can't be beat. You're a bin full of lettuce, facing defeat. Using Cheetos, dude, get your recipes together, man. I've had the same fries since I was Wheeler's got the weatherman. I'm the best trash-talking mascot in town. You might be the king, but a clown wears the crown.
Where's the beef? Where's the beef? Where's the beef? Show me 2 losers old enough to be my daddies, and I'll square up with them like the corners of my meat patties. It's Wendy, the hip-hop, the people I'm stalking. No fools as frosty as the salad bars that I'm dropping. I'm topping you two like plain baked potatoes, exploiting you both like you were growing my tomatoes. King, you're creepy and you're always second fiddle. Your breakfast croissants are even worse than his McGriddle. And McDonald's gave your job to a box with a fate, left you behind like a quiet kid in a play place. I'm the fast food queen, me with a tweet stash. Leave reports frozen cause I always keep my beef fresh.
Hold wall! Holster!
Oh, man. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Welcome back to the original entertainment live stream show for transit workers worldwide. We are 2 transit misfits. And hold on that. Now I need to send something to Blunt so they could come on in. Give me a second. Gotta send him a code because looks like he had a problem with his computer and he had to open up another one. That's Blunt for you. That's Blunt. That's Blunt. That's it. All right, let's wait for him to pop in. We get started today. We have a guest I like to call him a pest because he's no longer a guest. Been in here so many times, he's just a pest now. But he likes to bring in some information, and you know how we are. We're open to anybody who wants to join us and bring us information about transfer or anything else that might be important to share. So he'll be on with us very shortly. Just waiting for my co-host to pop up, and should have a good show for you guys. Um, Whittaker's has a couple of things he wants to talk about, and we have some couple of new things happening in transit that definitely we want to talk about. So let's see if he gets through. Let's see if Blunt gets through. He needed a code. I send him the code. Guys, while you're here waiting, if you're watching this on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe. If you're on Facebook, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free. You basically need an email to open the channel, and then you could subscribe and like the things that you see on our show. We're trying to and we're definitely doing a change. I'm just waiting for Blunt to come on, but we're definitely going to do the change that we've talked about before. And he's taking a long time to get on. Oh, Blunt. There you go. There you go. Now let's see. Zaddy. Blunt, you ready? I'm bringing you in. Maybe he's not ready. I see him in the green room. And, you know, when we have guests, we have to, show must go on. Waiting for him to get through. Folks, thank you for your patience. Don't turn off. Don't turn off. We're live. We're live here on YouTube and Facebook. Just waiting for Blunt to jump in. He's jumping in. He's jumping in. Oh, come on, bro. Want to put you in? You in? You hear me?
Dude, I don't know.
You couldn't hear me
For some
before?
reason, I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on.
I could hear you. We could hear you.
Okay, as long as you can hear me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't hear you, so
Sabotage, bro. I hear I feel
Maybe
sabotage.
this on?
Yeah. Co-host wants to sabotage the show. Can you hear me though? Okay, so Blunt can't hear us either. Well, this is gonna be great. Okay. I'm gonna bring in our guest. Okay, I'm gonna bring in our guest now. While Blunt fixes himself over there. Let's bring him in. All right. So Whittaker, how you doing, bro? Whittaker.
Yeah, sorry. Good
There
evening.
you
How
go.
are
I'm like, oh my god, now our guest
I
is
don't understand why
I
it's
can't
going
hear her
on.
either.
you?
How you
It's
doing, bro?
technology. It's
I'll be right
technology.
back now.
Okay,
Right.
so Blunt's got to step out. So welcome to my new co-host.
No, I'm never gonna replace him, so don't even go that one.
No, just kidding. I want to first start that I am sporting this my Halifax cap, compliments of our Canadian bud, Mr. Hartman, up on Canada.
That's great. Gotta
Yeah,
support
so-
everybody, right?
Huh?
Gotta support everybody in transit.
Yeah, man, of course. So I have to bring him another code. Did I say Did I say Hartman? Hartman? Carton? Mr. Hartnett. Is it Hartnett? Hartnett. John Hartnett from Canada, who sent this out. He sent this with Booker when Booker went out there and to meet up. That was meeting misfits for the same time. That was pretty cool. So he sent me this little hat, which I wear proudly. I don't like to wear too much because not like I could get them that. I don't want to make a fake one out here. This is a real deal. A real deal. Who's at my door?
Nice color though. Black.
Black and gold, right? Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So you know what? Who sent me a comment? Facebook user. Once again, don't know who you are because on StreamYard we can't see who you are. I'm not gonna jump on my phone to see who you are, but I'm letting you know that if you want to be seen, you have to give permission to this app. All right. Oh, the way you got to do is you got to go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and then grant access. And that's how we could see your comments, but we won't know who's talking unless you just want to stay, anonymous. But welcome aboard, Facebook user. Thank you for showing up.
So we can see your comments, but we won't.
All right. So Whittaker, let me take that off. Take that off. So let's start with what you wanted to come on our show. I have a couple of things you want to talk about.
Actually, a lot happened at this last division meeting.
Oh, what was it? This past Tuesday?
That is correct.
Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, the first thing that was approached, that there is an investigation on our TWU president. No details were released at the moment, but it is an ongoing situation. Mm-hmm. So the rumors are not rumors anymore when it's been confirmed that there is an ongoing investigation. Well, okay. That needs to be very clear. Is it true? Isn't it true? If there's an investigation of some sort, it calls into question his decision making going back to the contract. That's how I see it. You know what? Mm-hmm. If you had this whole, you being at the top of leadership here, you needed to keep your nose clean. But that's beside the point. During that same meeting, I made a motion, and I had it seconded by a member, but was never brought to the floor by the division chair, or have somebody else bring it to the division chair. And basically we all hear the rumors about who's where and whatever else, who's hanging around the Flapper Depot forever and all that type of stuff. I made a motion during this meeting to make everything transparent. You know what? Put out the schedules as to where you are. You know what? Mr. Carter, you make the schedule. You know what? Everybody should know what they're doing. It doesn't have to go into detail, but you know what? I'm handling disciplinary cases over here. Do your official public schedule. You know what? We should be allowed to see that. We should just, file a FOIL request, because you know what? I've heard this now from a whole bunch of people that they don't feel like they're getting served by the union. And could it be people are just hung up somewhere playing politics or not? But I wanted to make that motion, and it got into an all drag out that, oh, well, how are we going to do that? You know what? You guys figure it out, but we, the members...
Are you going to do what?
Figure out how to schedule. I think that's very simple. You know what? Ron Carter does the schedule. You post a schedule every week where everybody's supposed to be, so that at least they know what's going on here. It does not say what disciplinary cases they're handling, okay, or what they're doing, okay. But at least we should know during their public time when they're being paid for. We should know what they're doing. Because I've heard this now from members on Gleason, Owen Park, Flatbush.
You say you know what they're doing. You mean what?
Well, what are they doing? What are they doing during their time? Their transit paid time.
You're talking about when they're on release?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what? If Ron Carter's on release, Kemp is on release, Gary is, Donnie Clark, what are they doing with their time? Okay, I can't say much about Nas because Nas is on a bus. we know that he's not on release time, so I can't hold him accountable for that. But those that are on release time, or better yet, the division chair who's supposed to be running the division needs to either turn around and say, you know what, this is what we're doing, this is how this is going to work, and it should be transparent. And if it's not, guess what? Then we need to recall Ron Carter, because you know what? He's not doing the members' work. Okay, it's that simple. He controls the division. I understand there's GP and all, and we'll get to that in time. But you know what? Ron Carter, you have your people out here on a day-to-day basis. Tell us what you're doing. What are you guys afraid of that the members see what you guys are doing during your transit release time? I get it that any union.
Are they showing anything? Because I've asked that a couple of times to some of the people from our depot. I guess we're speaking now, Gleason, about what they're doing, and I usually hear that they are doing work behind the curtain, behind the doors, that they're doing stuff, and I'm like, that's all good, but we like to see. We like to see what's going on. I mean, I don't even think that tell me. I don't feel you got to tell me. Just show me the work. Show me the work of what's going on with all these guys that have been elected. So go ahead.
During that same meeting, I brought up that Ron Carter, going back to last year, to the spring, he made a post about that we should get involved when it comes to the bus redesign. And I asked him, so what has the division done when it comes to the bus redesign? Is there any type of mobilization? Okay? This is our livelihoods. This is our money. We're the ones that are going to get assaulted when this doesn't work out, because it's all about the money for the transit. It's all about the money. And he couldn't give me an answer. He couldn't give me an answer as to what mobilization is. He says, we as public people should be more about, okay, I get that, but we're more powerful in numbers. But the fact that he couldn't say that nothing was being done at this point when it comes to the bus redesign as far as mobilization is an injustice to the members. Period, full stop. I understand that.
Explain that.
If you're not using your membership to help your cause, it's an injustice. Because you know what? That's power in numbers. That's all the MTA cares about. The MTA doesn't care about publicity. They hate any type of publicity, but they hate bad publicity is worse. If we have drivers that are out there going to meetings in TWU and telling them, listen, be advised, you're not getting the service that you're truly going to get, that what they're telling you. Okay? We need to mobilize when it comes to that. Because that's our money they're going to take away with our ticks and straight run, making us run faster. Okay? I mean, they'll be able to hire less people. Okay?
You're saying make you run faster. Who's going to make us run faster?
Because they're going to try to put if they take out bus stops, they can make you technically run faster because you don't have to stop as often.
Okay.
If they turn around and if they eliminate as many turns as possible or congested streets, they can make you run as fast as they can.
We're not going faster. Not if we stick to the speed limit. The whole problem is that we have so many of our coworkers that have a lead foot, and they try to make these paddles, which for years they just don't work unless you speed, unless you put the pedal to the metal. Like, that's the only way to make any of these paddles work. So as far as me, they could knock down all whatever stops they want to. It's not going to make me go any faster, because we just got to follow their rules, right? What's the speed limit? 25, 20 or under. So I might be making less stop. Just like when people think that the 35, when they say because it's limited, that it's gonna go faster, and it's not about going faster. It's just making less stops. So I don't think that the whole thing about taking stops is going to make us faster. It's going to make us safer because we don't have to make that many stops. But if our coworkers, the membership, actually get together and start driving the way we were taught to drive in the schoolroom, be a
Yeah.
better system.
Where's that mobilization? Where's that mobilization? The
They
union
did
could
it
do
what a
that.
couple of years ago at downtown Brooklyn. They were doing that, making everybody wait before going over the crosswalk. That lasted what all of 6 days, and that was it. Yeah, our union. We've said it so many times. The union has to be out there in full force, maybe route by route. Today we're gonna be on the B35, and we're gonna be at the end of each line and tell operators, you got to take it personal, go take it personal, but don't go speed down. Stay within the speed limit. Don't rush it. Don't go over the yellow lights. Don't put two buses at the bus stop. And but people just do what they want to do. That's what the union needs to do is get us more together instead
Mobilize.
of yeah.
It's like, guys, you got to lose money out of this because of this. If we don't start doing what we're supposed to be doing.
You're definitely losing money. We're definitely losing money when they're rushing to get from point A to point B, and missing out on those late slips. Like we get paid to run late, so I just don't understand why so many of the membership just has this mentality that it's go 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 go. And I've said it before. It's like you got to pick your side. You're either working with your membership and helping out your union, or you're bowing down to the MTA and doing everything possible to make things work for their side. And when I'm working in a company that looks at me as just a number, that doesn't recognize the work that I'm doing. Not too long ago, they started talking about bringing back the initiative, like the jackets and all that stuff for the safety stuff. When the company doesn't do things like that for the workers just start feeling like they don't want to go to work. Because our own company that pays us looks down at us like, I don't know, like trash, like we're just a number. And that's where union has to step up and bring us all together. And I'm gonna mention him. He's sort of gonna get upset, but whatever. Nas has been doing all these videos, right? All these videos in the past, which I don't see them because he's in some other group, about changing the, what is it that he used to say? We have to change the ah
The mentality. I
no,
don't know.
no. Change the culture, right? I think that's what I used to say. You gotta change the culture, which is how the transfer workers are and this and that. And you know what? Let me stop myself right there because just because. But it's like Nas, come on. You probably know what I'm talking about. Some of the not too long in the past. If you're not together, if you don't work together, you guys got to work together with our union reps. We got our union chair, and there's people that have been elected that don't even walk into the union chair. They want to do their own thing. That's not changing the culture, bro. That's just not changing the culture. So, yeah, putting you on blast because that's not changing the culture. If you want to change the culture, you got to join. You got to join the membership. You got to work with the membership. So, there, I said it. Whatever.
So, don't worry. It's about to get bad again because guess what? In what 3 months, three and a half months now, it's going to be election season again.
Hmm. Yeah, that's when everybody comes out. They want to be your friend. That's when everybody wants to do a handshake and all that. You know what it is? A lot of us have been already here long enough. We already know that it's basically the same crap every time. And when it comes around to, and rumor has it, I won't mention the name, but rumor has it that one of the individuals that was voted down for that last contract is coming back to fight somebody at the depot for their spot. So you know how that's gonna go, but
You know what? I'm going to probably sit on the sidelines this time around and just take the popcorn and watch everybody kill themselves. Because that's what unfortunately was coming.
hold on a second. Alex and Rob Martinez. Where is Blunt? Blunt, as you all know, Blunt always comes in late and has problems with the computer. And he got shut down and he had to open up another computer. And he came on here for a minute or so and he had to log back out. So here we are waiting for Blunt to come in, but he should have been in already. We're just waiting for him to pop back in. Supposed to give him a code. He hasn't asked for it. He has computer problems. Castillo and Martinez. He has computer problems, but he should be in here. But we always said when we have a guest, the show must go on. So here I am with Rob Whittaker.
Hey, everyone.
So go ahead, brother.
It's that. Well, Martinez. He said send me the code. He said Martinez said send him the code.
I mean, if you want to join us, you could join us, Rob. You know, you want to join, but what are you going to talk about? I don't know you right now. Don't come in here throwing hate and cussing, because I shut you down, bro. I shut you right down. Hold on, let's bring 7:30 already, bro. Wait till next week, man. Wait till next week and we'll bring you in. So we got a couple other things we want to talk about. What's up? Go ahead.
At the same meeting, I brought to the forefront that these radios that they installed, these new radios that don't work, I go, what is the union's position on here telling the MTA, fix it or that bus doesn't go out again? Because, you know, it is a safety hazard. How many times have they had a meltdown? The division chair's response was, yeah, they have an issue with it, and they're working on it. Okay.
Well, Whittaker, I'll tell you what that I've been told about that. And when you're going to pull out a bus, and it's one of the now I think we only have maybe two. All right, Rob. All right, Martinez. I'm gonna bring you in. Also, I just didn't want to take time off Whittaker, so you got to share. But I got a couple things I want to talk on. We only have like less than a half hour to talk about it. But anyway, I'll bring you in. Hold on, Rob. So they've told us when you're gonna pull out a bus and it has that new radio, which just about all of our buses have it now at the Jackie Gleason Depot. You're supposed to try to log in before you leave the bus, right? Before you leave the depot. So if it doesn't work, you don't take the bus out. So we've been told. Our depot chair has told us too. So it falls on our hands too. If you got to pull the bus out, make sure you log in before you pull the bus out.
I'm okay with that, but what about when it fails while it's out there? Then what are we supposed to do? You know what?
That's when you call in and the bus goes out of service.
With a phone that you're not supposed to, with a phone that you're not supposed to have on transit time.
What do you mean? Who says what? Who doesn't? Who are you talking about?
Transit says they don't want you to show the phone in public. You know how that is. You know what? They don't want you to see it. They don't want you. You know what? Your bus is going to be running because you're going to be in service. But what are you
talking about the phone? What are you talking about the phone you can't see?
No, you know what I'm saying. You said that's when you're supposed to call and take the bus out of service. Okay. So how are you going to call? You have to use your own personal cell phone, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have to use your own personal cell phone, which you're not really supposed to have in public. Okay. Some dispatcher going crazy along the other side says something or whatever.
Well, no, under this circumstance, you're allowed. First of all, you're going to get off your seat. You're not going to sit on your seat and be pulling out your phone to call console. You know, you get off the bus, you stand outside, you call console. I mean, I tell you, I've done it many a times when I've got radios that suddenly they don't work, or because I make a relief. So in the afternoon, I make a relief. My driver brings the bus. At that point, I'm logged in and everything. I log in, but then down the line there's an issue where I have to call in, or I don't hear the message coming through. I don't know if they're calling me or whatever. So I pull my bus at the bus stop. I'll get out and I call them and I tell them, listen, the radio's not working. And then they tell me from there either pull it in or give me another message. But that's the thing, that we have to do our part. We can't just throw it on them all the time. We got to do our part. We already know. I mean, again, for me to know this, everybody knows this about the radios. If there's a problem, get off your bus. If you don't have a phone, wait for the next bus to come up and use their phone to call. So, but I understand that you don't want to be shown your phone. But if you're at the end of the line and there's a dispatcher, then just call the dispatcher. Say, listen, I didn't pull this bus out. It was given to me, and now that I have a problem with the radio. Bus is out of service because it's a safety.
Yeah, they're also going to say you can delay service and whatever else. Listen, I know that.
Listen,
know.
It's a safety. It's a
No,
safety.
but my point was here is why does transit roll out something that puts bus operators in danger?
Rob, I sent you the link already on the messenger. Yeah.
How should I say?
To Rob.
Why did I put out these radios that are defective, that haven't been tested or used? Okay, we're all using one tower in Staten Island. Okay, it's the same thing with this bus redesign. They're just gonna push it out there and fix it as they go. But meanwhile, transit workers are gonna get assaulted. Transit workers are gonna lose the money, and there's no tact that's been taken by this union, okay, to mobilize us. You know what? When it should be the point of here, you know what, guys? Okay, I'll get as many operas as I can to turn around and let's go explain our positions at this community board meeting. Make sure the public gets the truth and not MTA lies.
That's not gonna happen. Who's gonna do that? Who's gonna do that? Who's gonna do that?
Getting involved. You know what? You have I already do it.
You're gonna do that? Okay. So then you get other people together. Get other people together. You start something. Rob Martinez started something. He started something. Start something. We got Mr. Trammell, right? Trammell. He started something. We have Angelina Jolie. I was gonna say, Angelina Jolie. Evangeline Byers. She started something. Here we go.
Yeah.
You know, so I know what you're talking about, getting involved, but we need the people that could go out there and get us involved. Like, don't just say come get involved. Go to the depots and get us involved. What's up, my bro? How you doing? You doing good?
Listen, I'm gonna start a GoFundMe for a new computer. Both my computers acting up.
Put it on TikTok. Make sure you swell your face a little bit and say that somebody hit you with a brick. You might. You might
Facts. Eric, do you really need somebody to come there and actually look at your computer and see what I can help you with?
Yeah, I mean, if you can, sure, come on. Listen, I'm ready to throw it out the window, bro.
All right, so talk to him after the show, bro. Maybe Whittaker could help you out.
Yeah,
I used to do it for a living, so I know.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
So where's Mr. Martinez now that he's?
He wanted the link. I sent him the link.
There he is.
Oh, you better turn your.
Everybody get your dictionary.
There we go.
Everybody get your dictionaries ready.
Your phone, Rob. Your phone, Martinez.
Just like this.
Yeah. You want more screen. You want as much screen as possible.
And what's up?
We want to see a lot of Rob Martinez. Not just
yes.
Take out your thesauruses, folks.
There we go.
I'm gonna keep it simple. What's going on, boys? Everything good?
Yes,
yeah, we have a couple of things we want to talk about. We got Whittaker talking about the membership getting what do you call it? Getting together to make changes. Mobilizing.
Absolutely. You can never go wrong with mobilizing the membership. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Are you running for depot chair?
No, not depot chair. I'm running. Listen, myself and my team, we're gonna decide what's the best course of action moving forward. With me, it's never about the title; it's about the work. I don't, and like I said, right now, like I heard earlier, campaign season is about to start now, and you're gonna see a lot of people coming out the woodwork, which I've been hearing. But
Yep, a little rumor. Someone wants to come back. Want to
yeah. Well,
take on our depot chair, I heard.
yeah, well, if it's the
Well,
person that
TJ.
I heard a couple of things, but I'm gonna wait till that person declares himself running, and then if it's the person who I believe,
And
listen,
things are gonna get nasty
no,
on the
listen,
Martinez side. Yes, it is. We know you already when it comes to that. We know you already when it comes to that.
Where's the popcorn? Come on now, I want the show.
That's when we definitely needed the Thorses out, and that's what Martinez is. I want to be in your show.
Absolutely, I get my gavel and we keep it moving.
Yeah,
but I keep like this. If it's the person that I'm hearing, and it's a former member of the prior division, that just exemplifies that that it's about their selfish interests, and it's not about the members. Because very simple, all this time, where has that person been? First of all, sorry, that's my dog playing with his toy. Come on, Bruce,
I thought it was you playing with something.
No, my dog playing with the toy. Whatchamacallit?
All right, let's leave that for that. Let's leave that. Let's not talk about it because that's neither here or there right now. That's just a rumor.
Yeah.
But there was something else you wanted to add as far as Whittaker?
Well, I know. Listen, I heard something along about Carter, and was it just about Carter, or was it about the rest of the division?
I made that very clear at the division meeting that everybody needs to turn around, and you know what? We pay for a service. We pay for our dues are our service. Okay, if here it should be transparent. It should be transparent as to what's happening.
Absolutely.
You and I spoke about this just the other day.
Yeah, and I agree with you that we are, the division members, Carter, Rosario, Clark, Nas, Kemp, the division officers, but Nas ain't released, so we cannot include him in this. But the other guys,
I already said that.
No, I just, like I said, when I'm trying to get up to speed, but I'm going to defend the guys in this sense. You got to understand, and for those who are listening, that number one, the current VP is doing everything possible to sabotage the division members. That goes without saying.
The current VP?
Yeah, JP Patafio. He all he's been doing is just drilling holes in the ship on the way out and grabbing a life preserver for himself. I always said, if you're on a boat with that particular guy, JP, and there's 2 life preservers, he's going to take one for himself and he's going to take yours as well. That's how he rolls. And he's sabotaging the guys. Secondly,
Martinez can't help himself.
I'm
speaking
facts. No, I'm speaking facts, Pete. I'm speaking facts.
Yeah.
Secondly,
I agree with those facts. I would agree with those facts.
No, what I'm just saying is that Martinez just can't help himself.
No, I gotta give. If I'm gonna come on here on your show, the show that I respect,
that's good.
The show that I love, the show that got me started.
All right.
So
let's see more shares from now on.
I try. You see every time I try.
Thank you.
Can he get his point across?
So that's number one. Number two is the guys inherited a shambolic division. All right, it was in tatters. The previous regime, really, they didn't do anything, and my guys were handed a ton load of work, and they had to play catch up, not keep up, catch up. Right, so that's what they're doing. Their time, listen, they're stretched thin. The current appointed president hasn't done anything to help them either. You got these guys that need more release time. Look, in the OA, despite what they say, look at how many release spots they got in the OA. Look how many release spots JP had in the last go around. They had everybody and their mother released. So as far as the guys, they're working. Gary's out there doing 3 jobs. Al is out there doing 3 jobs. All of them are. I'm not just specific one, not just Gary, and Al, but they're all doing their work.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they don't have the leisure time like the previous regime did to be traveling like a pack of wolves, 6 at a time, showing up at the depot, and so on and so forth. So I didn't hear the beginning. I just heard little bits and pieces. So my point of coming on is to tell the people who are listening that the guys are working. And the next go around, we will be shuffling the deck because that was the plan. What happened? The last regime was there for 20 years. And as you can see, they forgot what it is to be a bus operator. Driving a bus operator to them now, like many of these people who had these titles for so many years, is beneath them. Why do you think? Look, Armando had a personal situation. He's off the bus. Willie retired. Keith Wilkes on comp. The other young lady out on comp. Lou Marrero crying every day that he's on the bus. I don't know who else, and that's just facts. That's facts.
They carry Rob.
True. You
No,
hear me
he
cries
can't help
every day.
himself.
Nah, as well, you want me to come with the truth, or you want me to come and bullshit you?
Nah, we like you just the way you are, bro. Yeah, keep it going.
You bring whatever you bring. Let everybody else make their own decision.
You know,
what it is.
but listen, all this time, listen, and Blunt could validate this. Soon I'll be up and running doing my shows again, but I chose to lay in the cut and allow the guys to work because I didn't want to undermine them or get in their way. Now,
Rob, you got a question. You got a question from a listener, from
Junio. I guess that's how you say it.
Junior Mora.
Okay, well, read the question to me because I can't.
If you can see it, if you want, I can read it.
All right, read it.
Okay.
We'll put it on the screen.
Robert. Okay.
Yeah, while you read it.
Read it.
You read it, bro.
Why did everyone in TA Surface vote yes on our current recently ratified contract? Why wasn't the litmus test started with that vote?
All right, I'm gonna tell you why. Me personally, I voted no, and anyone that I spoke to, I told them to vote no for my personal reasons. Now, if the question was if the TA Surface E-board members voted yes, they didn't vote yes to the contract. They felt that it was up to the members to decide. At least that was what was inferred to me, and I respect that. I respect the fact that they said, you know what, this is a decision that the members should take upon themselves. So if the question is, why did the TA Surface E-board members vote yes? They didn't vote yes. They made a decision to let the members decide that, and I respect that. And then the members who did vote yes, as you can see, it's a terrible contract. It's a terrible contract for a plethora of reasons. And after our contract was settled, look at how many other contracts were settled after that for much better increases, much better hazard pay, essential pay, or whatever they want to call it, right? So our contract is terrible, and it's I could go on all night with that. So it's water under the bridge, and I felt it was an OA friendly contract because if you look at OA, they're the ones with the bulk of the Arctics. And the current appointed president, he's hated in the Bronx. You know, they hate him in the Bronx. He could never win that outright. That's why he got Yates out there running around in the Bronx trying to get their support. Richie Davis is hated in the Bronx. Period. He isn't like that much either in Manhattan, but he carries Manhattan. So this contract, if you look at it, is a OA bus-friendly contract. We don't have that many Arctics in Brooklyn. We have a couple.
Not yet, at least. Not yet, at least, Martinez. You and I both know what's coming. You and I both.
The Brooklyn region.
You on your community board, why on my community board? We know what's coming.
Absolutely, I have a. The redesign is not to make things better for the public is things to make better for transit. They're gonna flood the system with Arctics.
I
You
did
know?
say that already.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. So and like I said, Robert's on his community board, and I'm on the community board 7. I'm on the transportation committee, and I'm on the safety committee. And at these meetings, these things are discussed, and I try to bring back whatever information I get. I bring it to Aaron. Aaron is pretty receptive as of late, but we could go on and on for days with these particular topics. So long story short, the contract is shit. Pardon my language, but it's over. We cannot discuss that anymore. We got to move forward. The point is very, we got to get rid of this whole Stand United regime. They have driven this thing into the ground. Anybody that's listening, just look at the contracts. Look at the body of work since John Samuelson took this over. John Samuelson put this particular individual, Richie Davis, he was appointed not because his credentials and not because he could do the job. He's John's puppet. That's why. Hold on, Rich, take him out. I just got here. That's the only reason why. But we're gonna get to that later down the line. Like I said, Blunt knows we're going to be up and running again. And this go around, I'm going to have different departments participating and different topics. And we're going to have fun with it. But my first and most important thing is my division, TA Surface and TA Maintenance, which right now thankfully I have a maintenance team now. And
Okay.
we're gonna and I have a strong maintenance team, and we're gonna push this thing forward. And I'm confident that with the people that we're putting in place, there's gonna be results. Despite who the president is. But if the person who we're clamoring to be president decides to put his hat in the ring, it's going to bring new life into this local. Much needed new life, because look at the top 4. The top 4, they listen. They gotta go. They gotta go because it's redundant. It's redundant, and it's the same thing over and over. How do you expect to make progress if you're still with the same people doing the same things that really don't know what we do? None of them have an idea what we do. And if you tell them that they have to go back to the bus, if they have the time and the age, they run for the door. They run to management. They don't want to do what we do. So if they don't want to do what we do, how can they empathize with us? How can they relate to us? And that's my take. So the purpose of me coming in was I heard that Robert is not pleased with Carter and the division. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of.
Let me finish.
One second. Let me finish. I'm pretty sure there's other people with that same sentiment, but they don't know what's happening behind the scenes. I'm fortunate that I speak to them every day. Carter, Gary, Al. I don't speak to Clark as much, and Nas unfortunately is on the bus. So anyone that's listening, the division is working. Unfortunately, 2 things. They were left the division in tatters, and they have a VP that's doing everything to make them look bad and undermine them. So go ahead, Robert. I'm finished.
Okay,
with that
okay. I'll actually just make several points. That first of all, I said to you, I'm hearing from members that are not happy with the division, and that here. Okay, so let's make sure that listen.
No,
I didn't point fingers at anybody. Okay, so let's make sure that's clear. I said that I brought to Carter. Okay, this motion and second, but it was never brought to the floor for us to either have a vote on it. Listen, I get it that we need more leaders, and we really do need more leaders, not just union reps, okay? And that's what we really do need, okay? And I understand your concern. What your thing was, the division wasn't left in tatters. That's fine. That was okay for year 1. That could be even part of year 2, but this is now year 3. But that
I
also
agree.
being,
I agree.
let me finish. I let you talk now. Let me talk.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Okay. Second
Rob,
of all,
shut up.
I agree. I agree that JP is not helping us. Neither is it probably the top 4. But at some point, a leader needs to stand up and say, you know what? Take responsibility for the division and say, you know what? And you and I exchange this. What's the saying? That the division chair runs the division. Yes, is that not the okay? So yes, while JP may not be helping the situation, okay, it's still Ron Carter's division. Yes, it's still Ron Carter's division. Okay, so my thing was here is be accountable. And you know what? There's one way to make that accountable. Let the union, the members, see what the division is doing. Listen, if you got into a leadership position and didn't know that it's a 24/7 job, and I'm not pointing fingers at anybody in particular, I'm just making a general statement here, was that, you know what? People that I see and the people that I'm hearing from, okay, they're not happy by the representation of the union. The contract's another a second chunk of that, okay? We need leaders. We don't need union reps. We need leaders that can become union reps, okay? And say, you know what? I'm at fault. You're right. I may not be doing the right thing, or I can try to get better here. But that should be the first thing. You know what? Stop making it transparent. You know what?
Let me ask you something on that, and also to Martinez, because you're talking about we need leaders, right? And I feel that with this coming election, it's gonna be the same shit if everybody that wants to run does not come together. What I mean is, we have right now Evangeline Byers, who's going to be running for president, correct?
She's
We
running
have Evangeline, yeah, she's going to be running for president. We have, I don't know about Tramel. I don't know what's going on with Tramel right now, if he will be able to, but if he could, he will be running for president, correct? We have no,
Probably.
if he could, I said if he could,
If he could.
Well, what the whole thing is, just like,
I can answer that one.
if it's like 2 or 3 people running for the presidency against the ones that are on there now, JP, you know, all you're doing is splitting the votes, and by splitting the votes, they're always gonna be ahead. They're always gonna be ahead. So this whole thing, like Evangeline was saying, oh, we have to come together. But then I saw something that she was talking about getting together, but it's like she wants to be the one to lead. So it's like all these guys that want to run, they got to get that chip off the shoulder. They have to say, you know what? Okay, I'm talking like Whittaker. You know what? They say, okay, we're all going to get together and push Evangeline. Let's just say, I'm not saying her.
They have to choose somebody first.
They're going to choose Evangeline to push her for the presidency. And me, who wants to run for president, I won't. I'll go maybe for whatever underneath Evangeline. Let's push her up and make this change. But no, it's like this one wants to be president, this one wants to be president. And as if that continues, the next time that we have to vote again, it's going to be the same crap. So how do you go about changing that? Either of you, Whittaker, Martina, how do you go about who's going to stand down and say, you take the lead, we're going to back you up all the way, and once we got you in there, then we'll make changes. Then if maybe for the next 3 years, maybe I want to be president, then I'll go against you, but it's against you because we got it already knocked down everybody else. How do you suppose that's going to happen?
I'm gonna answer that, but I just want to touch on one thing that Robert spoke about.
Go ahead.
About the members and the union. All right. In order for the members to get these answers that they seek, there's every third Tuesday there's 2 meetings, and they should make every effort to go to those meetings where they have the division there, and they go right there, talk to them directly. And at these meetings, sometimes Latanya's there, the highest ranking surface officer, and sometimes JP's there. So the members that are seeking answers and want accountability, remember, you are this union too. You don't have to be elected to make a difference. Show up to the meetings, ask the questions, and make your demands. I know that Al, as the recording secretary, always puts out the flyer for the meetings, right? That's the problem. And we spoke about this. The members, you ask them to come to a rally, they don't have time to come to a rally. You ask them to come to a party, a barbecue, a boat ride, they're all there. So they have to prioritize what's important to them. If this union means anything to you and you want to make it strong the way it used to be, participate in those things. That's what I want to talk about. As far as running in the election, like you said, Pete, you're absolutely right. When you have 3 people or 4 people running for president, that works in favor of the incumbent because they have the funding, they have the machinery, and they have the mechanism in place to get the edge. So the people who are running, they need to come together. It should be a head-to-head race. And it shouldn't be about ego. It should be about qualifications. It should be about the platform. It should be about the agenda. And that's what the members need to see and
Exactly.
need to hear.
If they want
Um,
change, they have to say, "This is the person that we're going to push to be president."
correct,
That's
correct.
it. That
And
chip on the
change,
shoulder of all these guys
I
that they feel like they have the
I got a suggestion.
mentality and the brains to be president,
I got a
but they won't stand down to help someone else. I'm sorry, Plum.
yeah.
What's that?
I got a suggestion. Why don't you guys, the people who wants to run, everybody who's involved that wants to run, why don't you guys hold your own mini election and see who the people choose to be the president or the leader of the faction, and then take it from there and fight the incumbents.
Yeah. Well, I could speak for CA Surface,
I agree with
and
that. I'm all for that.
no, that's a great point, Blunt. But right now, I'm speaking for my department, my division. So far, I'm talking to the people behind the scenes, and we're putting together the strongest qualified team. We lost a real
So you're putting
important.
up a team with someone to run for president.
Well, we have someone in mind.
See?
Somewhat,
Yeah.
we have someone, and no, but this person, he's very qualified, very strong. But
Right, but see,
right,
you're gonna be saying that Evangeline is gonna be saying the same thing about hers because she's been saying that she's qualified, and whoever the next person is. So
I'm gonna say the
this
same
is where we're gonna be stuck against the wall.
yeah.
I think what Blunt said is a good idea, and
Well,
I
yeah,
would
it's
like to see
primary,
that
a primary. But
between
you know
all
what?
of you. Who
This,
would you want to be leading?
And you can have the debate here on the show if you guys want to debate each
Absolutely,
other.
absolutely. But that's another thing that we talk about when we have our meetings. The bylaws and the Constitution are so archaic and so antiquated that if we keep adhering to those things, we're never going to get a change. Look, we've been consolidated for so many years. Listen to the 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 craziness. So you have in my depot, we could have someone with a from OA working in our depot for 15, 20 years, but he cannot represent members that he knows and sees on a daily basis. But we could pick a president to represent 40,000 people where he don't know. That's outrageous. They need to make bylaw changes. Another thing they need to do is get rid of this mail-in ballot. Everyone has access to a smartphone or to a computer. Or this mail-in ballot is archaic. They got to get rid of that. What else? Term limits. Why do you think? Why do you think that the country sometimes is stagnant? Why do you think we face so many roadblocks in the country? You got these people holding these positions for so many years that they can no longer relate. The bylaws and the Constitution need changes as well. And the problem is that the e-board, and I'm not talking about Surface because none of our e-board is released, but some e-board members are released, right? And then they are loyal to the person who's releasing them, which is the appointed president and his faction, right? Then you had this last election for the OAE board. Sean Battaglia, who's the division chairman, ran and got an e-board spot. Do you think that he's going to be pragmatic or he's going to go against the House? No, he's always going to vote with the House, good, bad, or indifferent. The e-board needs to be a separate faction and not be released to the president and so on and so forth. Because if they're released to the president, they're going to be loyal to the president. I've seen it. Oh, you didn't vote with the House? You're going back to your tools. Come on, man. So these are things that we have to put forth going forward. Because at the end of the day, we're going to be leaving. And I've said it. Ever since John Samuelson became president, this union has gone downhill quicker than quick. Roger, for all his flaws and all his mistakes, at least Roger was strong. Roger ain't take no BS, and Roger wasn't scared to pull the trigger and go against management. John hasn't done anything, but for Long Island Railroad and for Metro North, he saber rattles. We're gonna go on strike. We're gonna go on strike, and he's gonna use the excuse, "Oh, they're not subject to Taylor law." That's bullshit. We all know why Long Island Railroad and Metro North get the better contracts and the better working conditions and the better wages. It's a demographic thing, and that's factual. I'm not going to come here and tell you lie. I'm going to come here and tell you facts. So long story short, John Samuelson has driven this thing to the ground. Tony Utano came right back behind him, driven it more in the ground. The reason why Chiarello isn't the president is because, come on, we would have had 3 particular ilk of that kind running this union. So they passed it to this guy, Richie Davis, and he is the most underqualified person to be president. He is not smart. John controls him, and Chiarello and Tony control him as well. So these are things that the members gotta start paying attention, because sooner or later, guys like myself, guys like even Robert that come in, people who have their finger on the pulse and try to enlighten and educate the members, we're going to be gone, and it's only getting worse and worse.
All right, we'll end it there because we got to finish. We're over. We're out of time. But I want to thank you guys for joining us.
No,
you can always come
you.
back on the next show. We can continue this. You guys know Rob, both Robs. You can come back anytime. Continue. Do a part 2, part 3, whatever it is. As long as you guys coming in to talk about things that are important to the membership, or even the the public that watch this, you're always welcome. Want to see if your boy Blunt wants to say a couple things before we go.
No, we good.
All right, so
be on the lookout for that GoFundMe for my new computer.
What happened to the Bluntodonis? That we don't have that segment no more.
Yeah, we just got to get back into that.
As long as we keep getting the questions, Mr. Brunsonamus can come back.
Yeah, send your questions to transitmisfits@gmail.com.
There you go. So again, thank you, Rob Whittaker, for popping in, and Rob Martinez out of the blue. You come in. When Rob has something to say, just gotta get it out. So the doors opens for you guys. So again, thank you. We will see you all next week. Be looking out for that strumming challenge.
It should be up sometime next week.
Post it. And I got some news to talk about a YouTube channel next week. I want to talk about Blunt first. With Blunt first, and then we'll bring it up on the next week. So again, thank you, everybody. We had a couple of things we want to talk about, but we didn't get a chance. Hopefully next week. And with that said, I'm Broken Pete.
And I'm your boy Blunt.
And that's the end of our show.
Yep, fuck them if they can't take a joke.
Good night, everybody.
Peace.
Where is it?